Good morning. I hope you are having an amazing Saturday wherever you are at. This is the 10 at 10, 10 minutes to get you pumped up just a little bit, get you a little bit more bounce in your step. Today, we are talking about great communication skills. So, this is a question that it's something that people that talk to me sometimes notice. They say, I always love talking to you. I always feel better. I always feel like I got something out of it. And it draws people to continue having conversations with me. Some people ask how I do it. And this is one of the things that I learned several years ago. I want to say I probably learned this in my early 20s, but it's something that I want to call attention to. Great communication is the key to everything in life. It is the key to good interpersonal relationships, is good key to romantic relationships, is the good key to selling. It is a great key to having people like having conversations with you and getting what you want. Because at the end of the day, everybody wants something out of an interaction. If we're really being flat honest, we always want something out of the interaction. That might just be to spend time with somebody. That might be to know how their day is going, right? But we still want something. So great communication skills get not only what we want, but also what the other person wants. It feeds a need, right? So you might be saying, well, what exactly does that look like? And what are we talking about in great communication? Well, the first thing, for some reason, in Western civilization, we have somewhere along the line, it has become extremely popular to always disagree, right? We always want to say, well, I don't really agree with that. This is my take on it. Well, the minute you say that you disagree with something, walls go up, right? Because then it is an us versus them situation. You're always going to be on the other side of somebody. Instead, you just want to agree with the person. You can always find something to agree with when you're talking to somebody else, always. And just by leading with that and saying, I agree with you on X, right? You can do this with anything. So I want you to think about some challenging conversations that you've had. Whenever you say, I agree with it, right? Figure out something small that you agree with. I agree that you feel like it's important that we get up at 7 a.m., right? That might be a conversation that you'd have with your significant other. I agree. You think that it's important that we get up at 7 a.m. And well, it would be nice to get up that early and have some time before the kids get up or whatever, right? To me, it's important that I get 30 extra minutes of sleep. I'm sure we can find some common ground there. You're coming at it as an I agree. The second statement is I agree with XYZ, and I would add. Now you're just redirecting the conversation and saying what would be important to you in it. This allows the other person to actually hear what you're saying instead of putting up that wall. Because right away, as soon as you say you disagree with somebody, a wall goes up. So that's key number one. Key number two is positive presupposition versus negative presupposition. So in speaking from stage, one of the things that a lot of people say, right? They say, you need to be here. You need to get XYZ. You need to listen to me when I'm talking to you. Need puts people in a negative place. It makes people realize that they are less than. Instead, you want to say, you're here today because you want an amazing outcome. You're here today because you are a person who takes action. You live your dreams. You take steps forward. What you want, and you want to change it from need to want, right? So now I've said that they're a great person, right? Which everybody, what's people's favorite things to hear? That they are doing something, that they are a great person, something positive about themselves, right? So you lead with that and then want instead of need. You're here because you want to learn the skills to sell from stage. You want to learn how to make more money in your business. You want to have everything that you need in your life, right? Want, and then you are going to absolutely love today's presentation. Want, love versus need, want. You can always use wants, right? Versus need to start with a positive and then tell somebody why they are going to like, love, get something out of what you're sharing with them. This leads them on the path. So you start with positive presupposition, then positive in the form of a want, and then why they're going to like it. You can use this with anything, right? Try this with your kids sometime. Instead of telling them that they need to do something, you need to go clean your room. Well, why do they need to go clean their room? Then you're on opposite sides, and you're starting with a negative, which makes them feel like they're not enough. Instead, you can go with want, right? You really look, you're an awesome kid, and I love the fact that your room is always clean and you take pride in what you do. You're going to want to clean your room because it makes everybody realize that you have your act together, right? I don't have kids, so I'm working on this one. But you see how pre-framing them, making them feel great, and future pacing them, you're going to want to do this because it leads to X outcome. Try working with that one for a little bit. So a little bit different on today's show, giving you some tools that might be helpful, but always agree with people. Always, always, always agree first. That is the first rule of communication. And then you can move people along and redirect them, and they will actually hear your feedback. So agree, pivot, and I would add, right? That's how you do the pivot, recapping everything for you. And secondly, want, love versus need, want, right? Always, always lead with a positive presupposition. Something a little different today as I'm sitting here on a Saturday drinking coffee, getting ready to go for a run. Wishing you guys all the best. And until tomorrow, take action, change lives, and make money. I will see you soon.